Hello Life Path 11, welcome to the channel. So I'm going to start off by getting your cards ready for the main reading, and whilst I'm doing that I'll speak about some of your personality characteristics. So okay, Life Path 11, you are you're a master number for a start, so with that comes wisdom. You have quite a inner wisdom, inner knowledge about you, or an abundance of knowledge. You're very intuitive by nature, and you can find that you can be an inspiration to other people with your heightened intuition. Sometimes you may have been understood, especially as a child, because you know, you may have found that you move differently than, you know, those around you, and these are all the parts of being a Life Path 11 really, but you do have a natural charm about you. Yes, you can be self-conscious and self-critical, and this can lead back a little bit to the misunderstanding, you being misunderstood. Even as an adult, you know, you can be misunderstood as an adult as well. However, you know, as you get older, you'll become more grounded in who you are, you know, more solid in who you are as a person. So yeah, okay. Oh, you got 2 cards there for direction from spirit. Oh, you got 3. Wow, the cards are coming out quite fast, Life Path 11. Okay, so there was a few of your characteristics. So yes, Life Path 11, oh, there we go. Yeah. So yeah, a master number. You can also use Life Path 2 as well. Because Life Path 11s have similar qualities to a Life Path 2, except they're like amplified, and plus you have a bit extra as well. So you can always look at Life Path 2 qualities for a little bit more of an understanding of your Life Path 11. Right, okay, so that was the beginning. Now let's start with the main reading. So your overall energy, I've chose out of all the major arcanas, I separated them, and so you're going to get a major arcana for your first card, and your overall energy is the Emperor and maturity. So that's funny because we were just speaking about that in your introduction, about how as you get mature, you know, you get to feel more more secure within yourself, and less, you know, less misunderstood, or you don't really mind as much about being misunderstood, you know, as you stand more in your own ground. So the Emperor is a real strong energy. It's about stability, rules and authority. It's also, we've got the owl here as well. So, you know, we've got that wisdom, you know, a wise old owl. So we've got wisdom coming through with this card. There's a stubbornness about this card as well. So this is something, when you're in the Emperor energy, you have to watch for that stubbornness coming out. That stubbornness in use stubbornness to your advantage, right? Yeah, because it can be used to an advantage as well, but sometimes it can be deliberating. It can hold you back sometimes when you know, if somebody's trying to help you see things, say, from a different perspective, but you're being stubborn and holding on to your perspective. You know, that's just an example. But stubbornness can help, but it can also do the opposite. So it's wise to look at that stubbornness. Where is it? You know, in the next 7 to 14 days, why are you being stubborn, and is this stubbornness going to help you, or is it going to hinder you? Okay, so we see that. So we see a call for structure as well with the Emperor. It's always about structure. Yes, becoming structured. Okay, Let's see where the Emperor ties into the rest of your reading. So we've got Swords energy coming through. We've got the Knight of Swords energy. This is fast moving energy. And it's the mental body, the mind. The Swords is about logic, so logical thinking. This is in your thoughts placement as well, so your mind placement. So that's going to amplify this. You might find you're having a lot of racing thoughts over the next 7 to 14 days. And I feel you're being guided to bring them into balance by looking at things from a logical point of view. This is emphasised further with your 10 of Swords card being in your emotional placement. So again, where your emotional placement is, we've got logic. We've got the 10 of Swords. So the 10 of Swords can be about endings for some of you. It might it is also an opportunity to find deep healing. And again, I feel at the moment you're being called to look at things from a logical standpoint. So using your head rather than your emotions, because I feel over the next 7 to 14 days, that is what is going to be needed. So yeah, I mean, a lot of the times people say you should feel your way through things, and that is great. But if your emotions are playing tricks on you for whatever reason, then that is a time when it's time to go into the mind and to trust logic, trust that, or trust the inner knowing, the inner wisdom that you have, and your intuition as well. Because intuition is highly connected to the third eye, which is connected to the mind, in the head space, if you like. So we can bring that back again. So going off intuition, but having logic with it, seeing things logically. And I keep saying that word logic because it's coming through very strong with the Emperor, and you're having the Swords energy in both your mental body and your emotional body placements. This is a time for structure, rationality and logic. Okay, Life Path 11. So that's for the next 7 to 14 days on that part. Let's see what your direction for Spirit is. You've got quite a few cards. You've got 3. So I'm assuming Spirit has a lot to say to you at the moment. Okay. King of Cups is the first card we've got here. I'm going to turn them all over at once so that I can get the bigger picture. Wow. Okay. Right. The King of Cups. So this is a mastering of your emotions. Okay. It could also embody another person who's going to be around you, or somebody who is emotionally mature, who you can either speak to or listen to, if they're online, or but somebody whose influence you can bring in for you, because the king is the master of his suit, and this is the cups, it's the emotional body. And even in this picture here, in the illustration on this card, we have he's meditating. So he's got a finger in the cup and his hand on it a little bit. So he's aware of his emotions, but they're not having an effect on him in terms of he's zen. He's very zen. So he's got balance there. So this is direction from Spirit. So you're being called to bring in that emotional balance. And I can see why that's being called in, because you have the Wheel and the Magician. Now I'm going to put the Wheel up first before we move on to the Magician. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. Right, what can we say about this card? It's a 10. It's an ending of a cycle. It's a moving into something new. So this is a new experience coming through. We know it's happening because you have the Magician, which is a movement of energy. It's a bringing of things into your energy, in new things. It's manifesting new things, or that which you desire. So there's a change coming through with the Wheel here. Now, it's good to remember with the Wheel, it can move both ways. It can go You could go into a new direction, or you could end up rehashing the old, what you're trying to get away from. And I feel the reason why you're having the Swords cards coming through, the Emperor and the King of Cups, is to say, in order for you to move into this new direction, your emotions, it's important that your emotions don't get the better of you over the next 7 to 14 days, like path 11. Okay, and we have the Magician here as well. So I feel the Magician's come through for a couple of reasons for you. One, because you are going to be very much in your mind. So it's a good reminder that if you're manifesting things, to keep your thoughts in a more positive direction. Okay, to keep them balanced. And the other thing is to let you know we've got fast moving energy going through as well. So things are going to be changing quite fast, or you're going to be learning stuff fast, or you're going to be gaining new experiences fast. There's going to be quite a lot going on. I feel as well this is why we have the Emperor here, and the structure, with structure and maturity, is so that you can, you know, you can move through this, and you can grow from it as well. Let's have a look what your inner strengths are saying to you. Recuperation. So your inner strength, oh, the side that you need to tap into at the moment, is the Four of Swords. This is the recuperation card. This is after some sort of heartache. That doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It can be, but this can be anything. Anything that's made your heart hurt, anything, any types of disappointments, that kind of thing. You know, your inner strength is that you know when it's time to relax and time to take a step back and work on your inner self. And again, this will help you with the emotions, keeping the emotional body in balance. Okay. Let's have a look. For your final card, you have the Five of Cups, like path 11. So this card warns of wallowing in that which has gone. It's a card of, it's a change. It's, again, we've got a 5 here. So 5s are known as a change as well. As the 10s is the start of a new cycle. The 5s is a change. It's a shift. It's when something's shifting. It's the emotional body. It's the cups. So it's also letting go of old traumas. So anything that's been happening in your life recently, it's to let go of that so that the new can come through. And the new is going to come through, but your emotional body needs that care and that release, and to keep the mind looking forward, but to learn from the past, have that balance of looking at the past to learn from the past, because the past can teach great lessons. However, you know, looking forward, like, don't get stuck there is what I'm trying to say, and to move forward. Okay, I want another card. I want to clarify for this card, because let's see. For you have the Ace of Swords and you have the Sun. Right, let's get these up here. The Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is the birth of new ideas. It's clarity, and it's also some aha moments. And with it coming out with the Sun, these aha moments are going to give you a sense of freedom and help you move past that. It'll help you move past this Five of Swords energy here. Okay, so this is going to come, but in order for that to happen, there is some sort of structure that's needed. Yeah, and logic, to think about things logically. We've got the Swords energy here. The logical mind. It's also with the intellect, and it's action as well, action and power. So it's taking them first steps into something. But this is going to lead you to feel a lot more content with life with the sun coming out. The sun is known as the happiness card. So it's going to be emotionally enriching for you. If you can keep the structure, for whatever it is you're working on in your life path 11, if you can keep that structure going, if you can tap into this Emperor energy and you can keep that structure going, then yeah, things are going to move in a good direction for you. I'll get you a Angels and Ancestors card out before we move on to the last part of the video, which is the pick a pile. There you are. Let's have a look. Okay, you have Water Guardians, connect with your emotions. And Guardian Angel, you are not alone. Okay. So I feel with the connecting with the emotions, this is, you know, where, as your direction from Spirit has come through with the King of Cups here, is to connect with your emotions in terms of to, you know, not allow them to become overwhelming, so that you can use that logical mind that is needed for you over the next 14 days. Yeah, the one way to placate overwhelming emotions is to connect with them, or breathe through them. And then you have the Guardian Angel, you are not alone. Okay. So that was the main reading, Life Path 11. If you took anything from this, if you could give me a like, that would be great, thank you. I'll move on, I'll speed up the video as I go through setting up the next part of this video. Okay, so in this part of the reading, if you would like to think of a question, if you haven't already, and pick a pile that you feel drawn to. If you need more time, you can pause the video. I will be turning over pile 1 now. Okay, pile 1. Let's have a look. Your chakra card is facade. Ooh, let's get that there. And the yellow represents the solar plexus. And this is about personal comfort. It's about a deep need to discover your true self. It's also looking at your earthly values and care for others are also represented by this card. And to watch for being cut off from feelings, because it may be a challenge for you. Again, we had that in the main reading, is yes, you was being advised to think logically. However, there was the reason that is because of an overwhelming emotions. One way of dealing with that is to go within and see why you're getting or feeling overwhelmed, pile 1. So it's about recovering who you are as well, and maybe sometimes to rethink your journey. Okay, so that's your first card. Your second card is discernment. These are love activation cards, so they're all about the love that runs through everything. Discernment, you are developing the skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. So again, use your discernment, use your intuition, use your logical mind. Trust that inner knowing as well, that you have strong life path 11. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles. It's a yes card and prosperity. Ooh. Okay, so these can have things to do with new jobs, new financial opportunities, and stability. Okay. Right. So pile 2, you have 2 chakra cards. So you have confusion and miracle. This tells me that there may be a side of you that is, you may be going through some confusion, but answers are going to be coming, and they may be coming in unexpected ways. It's the solar plexus. So I feel this is something that's going to help you with your self-esteem as well, and also it'll help you with your connection, your feeling connected to everything, the all that is. So if you believe in the spiritual journey, you know, you may start to feel a little bit more connected if you've been feeling disconnected lately. Because this is the crown chakra here, the colour for the confusion card. Yeah. And more connected with yourself as well. Your love activation card is detachment. You are releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. So that's good. Lovely card. And your yes or no card is a yes. And it's the 4 of Cups. Okay. So for pile 3, your chakra card is self-worth. And we have the sacral chakra here, which is the creativity. Know your own creativity, know your self-worth. Again, go within, trust that inner knowing, and watch your emotional body, and watch your emotional body. Your emotions are not becoming too overwhelming. To work on that, and to bring that creativity in as well. Finding creative ways to get things done is a good way of looking at that. Okay, so your love activation card is humility. You have developed the loving awareness that you and everyone else are the same, but on different paths. That is very, very true. Very true. I feel this card is speaking of accepting others for how they are. But that doesn't mean you have to accept bad behaviour, because you don't, you know. You can walk away from that. Okay. And you have a yes with the Chariots card coming through. No obstacles will stop me now is the message along here. Yeah. We've also got the throat chakra, which is about speaking your truth. It's about coming from authenticity. Again, so. And the number 7, which is lucky. It's a lucky number. Okay, Life Path 11, that was your reading. I hope you took some value. If you could like and subscribe, that would be great. Thank you for connecting with me today. Until the next reading, bye.